Welcome in to Skelly Field at H.A. Chapman Stadium on the campus of the University of Tulsa. I'm Grant Merrill along with Steve Mowry and Rob Williams. Christian Favalora roaming the sidelines tonight, and Katie Dillard and Christian will be working on a recap tonight and a photo gallery on InsideOwasso.com. Kelly Ward taking pictures as well, so we've got the whole crew here in Tulsa tonight as we watch the Owasso Rams try to make it to the state championship for another year, but first they have to take on the Giants in the Broken Arrow Tigers. Steve Mowry, obviously, this is a tall task tonight on paper, but if there's any team that can do it on paper, it ought to be the Owasso Rams.
Well, and certainly they'll come in with a different look here tonight, Grant. Players that were not able to participate in the previous game earlier in the season, and it'll be a different look for the Rams and also the Broken Arrow Tigers. But, you know, it's one of those games. The Tigers coming in 11-0, the Rams 7-4, and nobody really gives anyone a chance against this Broken Arrow ball club, and rightfully so when you look up and down their lineup. But the Rams are coming in with some horses tonight that might be able to change that. Obviously, some things have to go right in a game like this, of this magnitude. It tends to come down to the teams that makes the fewest mistakes and whoever wins the turnover battle. What
a game today between Union and Jinx. They, of course, took care of the other side of the bracket.
Yeah, it was awfully exciting, a back-and-forth affair. It looked like Union was going to be able to take away with it there at halftime, and Jinx was able to come out with an interception right before the half. They come back out and go back and forth, trade blows. Union comes down the field with time running out and are able to convert a fourth down and get a touchdown to take a 3-point lead at that point, 24-21. 20 seconds left on the clock, and everybody thought, man, this must be in the bag, but you can never count that with a Union-Jinx matchup. As Jinx comes back, Union gives up a 78-yard pass play down to the 2-yard line. They're unable to convert the first rush up the middle, but then they are able to, Noah Hernandez able to carry it in from 1 yard out as time expires to come away with the victory. And so Jinx has already punched their ticket into the state championship with that 27-24 victory over the Union Redskins.
So the winner of this ball game awaiting those Jinx Trojans next week, and we Owasso fans can only hope it will be the Rams. And Steve, as we take a look at our starting lineups, not much changing. We've got everybody back, so our major starters throughout the year, Will Keeney at quarterback, the receivers in Grant Van Landingham, Peyton Lusk, some of these other kids that Trey Goins, Mario Kirby, all of your familiar names, they are coming back tonight and are ready to go in full force.
Well, and the one thing that is going to be the difference maker on the offensive side, of course, is the appearance of Isaiah Jacobs in the backfield. You know, Eddie Nava did a fantastic job while Jacobs was out in those early ball games. Unfortunately, Eddie, you have to pour some sand in his pockets to weight him down a bit, and Isaiah Jacobs just brings a bit more horsepower, so it'll be a different look for this Broken Arrow defense facing him tonight. And I know we don't want to get ahead of the game here, but in my opinion, Grant, one of the keys in the game is the Rams have got to shorten this clock, and in order to do that, they'll need to run the ball effectively.
54 degrees at kickoff, looking for a low of 33 tonight, according to Inside Owasso staff meteorologist Dan Holliday, and he has said that we may need the hot chocolate and cocoa toward halftime of this ball game as a cold front starts to move through. We've got a pretty good crowd here filtering into the stadium. It looks like we may have a better crowd than Jinx Union earlier today.
Yeah, and they actually had the better weather of the day, and it was just a shallow appearance as far as the crowd for just an absolutely outstanding high school football game in a great matchup as well.
Due to OSSA restrictions, we are not able to do the video stream of our ball game tonight. It's audio only. You can listen on InsideOwasso.com if you've got friends and relatives who are wanting to listen to the Rams tonight. The other housekeeping issue, I know that there is an OU Sooners game going on right now as they take on the University of Kansas tonight. Soon to be the home of Les Miles, apparently. But the OU Jayhawks game will be over on our sister station, K-Rig 104.9. It's all Owasso tonight here on 100.1 KYFM. We will take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we will have your opening kickoff, your opening coin toss, and more of the pregame festivities as the Hometown Insurance Agent Keith 2 countdown to kickoff continues. You're listening to Owasso Ram football on 100.1 KYFM.
In the folded flag, we see the heavy price of freedom. Nearly 9 out of 10 dependents of America's fallen and disabled soldiers do not qualify for federal scholarship assistance. The Folds of Honor closes that gap. Join us in this noble mission. Donate today at foldsofhonor.org. This is your call to duty.
Owasso. Before the playing of the anthem, we will recognize a moment of silence so that you may, if you choose, reflect, meditate.
Back to H.A. Chapman Stadium on the campus of the University of Tulsa. Grant Merrill, Steve Mallory, Christian Favalora, Rob Williams, Kelly Ward along with you tonight as the Owasso Rams get set to take on these Broken Arrow Tigers in the Class 6A state semifinals. And, of course, I know many of you looking for the OU Kansas game tonight, that over on our sister station, K-Rig 104.9, as they've asked us to make that announcement. And if you're looking for Toby and the crew, go over there. If not, we're going to bring you a fine broadcast of the best in high school football right here. Steve, kind of a chilly evening for football. Not as chilly as it was last week, but there's quite a bit of wind in the air, and there is that fall chill in the air. It's football weather.
Yeah, a lot of wind coming out of the north. Temperature has dropped down. It's really comfortable, though, down on the field for the players. I think it'll be an excellent night here for both of these ball clubs for an excellent football game and what should just be a tremendous matchup. And you know, it's one of those games, Grant, coming in, not many people giving the Rams much of a chance, or any other teams by that factor. But talking with the coaches, we had the radio show, coaches show Wednesday night. I mean, there's a lot of excitement among our coaching staff and among these players. I think the Rams are just going to come out and see what they can do and make happen.
Well, here's the deal. Broken Arrow or not, this is the Class 6A state semifinal in what is the best atmosphere in high school football. And, you know, as far as high school football, it doesn't get much better than Oklahoma and Texas. I mean, you know, these two states rule the roost when it comes to football. And this is the biggest stage in the Sooner State for sure. You're looking at the Class 6A Division I. This game is getting a lot of interest. I have people in Benton, Arkansas listening to this game tonight. Hello, Jim Gardner, the voice of the Panthers, who had a heck of a ball game last night himself against Jonesboro. We've got people out of state and all over the place checking in because, you know, this is a big spotlight put on these kids tonight. And, you know, that's one thing that Bill Blankenship said in his show is that if you could kind of contain and live in the moment and play your football game and kind of block out all of these surroundings here, there's a good chance you pick up a win tonight.
Well, and that's the thing of this coaching staff, as we talked about, has really had a great week of practice. The boys are really dialed in. You get an extra day coming in with a Saturday game. You get the late game, so you already know who the results of the earlier game between Union and Jinx, and now you just come out and play in front of a great crowd, a great stadium, the bright lights in this semifinal contest, a team we're very familiar with, a team that we faced before, a team that really, on paper, you just have to say Broken Arrow handled the Rams rather easily in that earlier contest this season, as they just kind of bulked up on the Rams and came away with that big win, 47-20 in that ball game. And it's just going to be a difference of seeing how both of these teams have grown over the season. As we see where Broken Arrow has won the toss and deferred to the second half.
Yeah, Broken Arrow winning that toss tonight and deferring to the second half. So Owasso will end up receiving here in the first half. They will move right to left on the radio dial. They are the home team on the scoreboard tonight, Steve. They're in their home reds with the white numbers and the white trim. Owasso in their road white with the black pants, black helmet, and black numbers, gold trim as well. You can hear those Broken Arrow Tiger fans over on the other side of the field. They are lined up in their tunnel and ready to come out. Haven't seen Owasso as of yet, but I can promise you that they are just about as charged up and ready to go on our side of the field. Keys to Victory tonight brought to you by the Owasso First Assembly of God. Pastor Bruce McCarty and his congregation inviting you to be with them in person tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. in the gym as they're remodeling their sanctuary, or you can be with them online at and you can check out their web stream on their website. Keys to Victory.
Well, and a lot of this comes from Coach Blankenship here that we've talked about through the week. Number one, the Rams have got to run the football effectively. They've got to get Isaiah Jacobs involved. It's a very experienced and physical defense by Broken Arrow, and you're going to have to stretch the field out. You're going to have to take time off the clock. You're not necessarily looking for the big shot downfield, but Isaiah Jacobs, I think, is going to be a key in the early going, as is Will Keeney in the rushing game as well, as he had a career high rushing last week against the Norman Tigers. On the other side of it, the Rams cannot give up the big play. Noah Cortez has rushed for 10 million yards in his career, and he's only played about a half of a ball game or three quarters in most games, as the Tigers have handled most team effectively. But I think it's really going to come down to, in this type of ball game, Grant, the team that makes the fewest mistakes and has ball security is generally the team that's going to come out on top. So that's going to be important here tonight.
Last week they beat the Moore Lions 49-0 in round one of the playoffs. The week before, 76-0 over Enid, and then a 56-0 win over Edmond Memorial the week before. So this is a team that hadn't been scored on in a while, but David Alexander in his coach's show Inside Tiger Football, he was saying that he fully expects that Owasso will be on the scoreboard. His quote, "They're too good not to score."
Well, and they're not the same caliber of ball clubs that Broken Arrow has defeated here toward the end of the season. I mean, this is a ball club that has really put some things together, got some firepower. Again, I think it's going to be, as we've generalized, talking about some of the mistakes that the Rams have made. You can't make those mistakes tonight. When you've got a chance to catch a football, you've got to catch a football. When you've got a chance to make an interception, you got to make an interception here. So those were the type of games that the Rams could get by with. But when we pointed out those incidental mistakes, this is the type of game you can't allow that to happen. You absolutely have to take advantage of it.
Taking a look in the stands, crowd still filing in, and we've got a pretty good crowd on hand. I would say it's pretty evenly split between Owasso and Broken Arrow tonight. Both these teams bringing in a good local crowd. The winner taking on the Jinx Trojans, as we mentioned earlier. Jinx beating Union today in a dogfight on this very field. They'll fight for the right to play in 2 weeks right here on this very same field. Of course, Bill Blankenship making a return here for the second year in a row. He coached here as the head coach of the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes, played here as a quarterback for the University of Tulsa, and had so many Jinx Union rivalry games on this field. He's no stranger to this place at all.
Well, no, and it is an advantage, as we talked about in his show, of him having the confidence of coming in here and been on this field, the experience that he has really transcended over to this ball club. And I think just the fact that the Rams were here last year brings them a familiarity that they had not had in previous years as well. So here we go. Let's kick this thing off and see what we can do.
Owasso Rams football here on KYFM Bartlesville as we head into the 7 o'clock hour. Don't forget the Sooners over on K-Rig 104.9 tonight if you're looking for Toby and the crew. But we are just set to go between Owasso and Broken Arrow this evening. The kicker is a man by the name of Crawford. He is Tyler Crawford, and he'll kick it from left to right on the radio dial as they tee it up at the 40-yard line. Back deep to receive for the Owasso Rams, about the 6-yard line or so. It is going to be Deuce Mayberry. And the end-over-end kick is going to be into the end zone, and that will set up Owasso on the 20-yard line after the touchback. 1st and 10 from the 20, Steve.
Well, I want to send congratulations out to Keith Riggs and the Jinx Trojans. Of course, Coach Riggs taking over for Coach Alan Trimble, who I had a chance to see on the field after the game earlier. And Keith Riggs is to me, he's an Owasso guy in the Owasso Rams Hall of Fame, but just a great person, and took into a spot that was unenviable to most people, but not to him. So congratulations to Keith and the Trojans.
Twin receivers to the right side. Derek Overstreet split to the left. He'll take the pass from Keeney. Keeney guns it to him and connects with him as he'll get to the 21-yard line. Gain of 1 on the play brings up 2nd and 9, and already Broken Arrow's defense stepping up to the occasion.
Yeah, just a quick out there trying to loosen them up a little bit. Good pursuit by this BA defense who has good speed, strong up front. They run a traditional 3-4 defense, like to get their linebackers involved as they did that time.
2nd and 9 as the handoff to Isaiah Jacobs. He'll take it up the right side, immediately brought down by a Broken Arrow defender, and on the stop there, that is going to be Gavin Potter. And he sacks him for a loss. That's going to bring up 3rd down and about 12 as the Rams will spot it on the right hash bar.
As we mentioned, a fast-pursuing defense, so I'm not sure how effective that running east and west is going to be for the Rams tonight. They do better typically on those quick hitters.
Twins to each side of the line. Jacobs beside Keeney in the shotgun. Switching places with him. They'll get ready to take the snap here. Now a man in motion to the left. That is going to be Trey Goins. Taking the snap, Keeney back to throw, looking, trying to dial up a receiver, slings it down the left side of the field, aiming for the open Trey Goins, who is split out to the 32-yard line. The pass falls incomplete. That brings up 4th and 12. Owasso already bringing up the kicking team with 10:50 left to go in the first quarter.
Well, they had Goins on the inside, but Grant Van Landingham was wide open running a street pattern here on the near side, so certainly the coaches are going to mark that down and come back to that play.
Alex Haight will step back to do the punting honors. Back deep to receive for Broken Arrow. It is going to be Isaiah Keller for the Tigers.
He's going to line up at the Ram 45 as we kick into this wind.
Here comes the kick. It's a high
spiral.
It
just stops, Grant.
Yeah.
It goes up and just stops and then bounces back. I'm not sure we even kicked it for a first down. They're going to mark it at the 27-yard line.
Well, you look at this, Steve, and you look at the flags out here. The American flag and the Oklahoma flag are at attention tonight.
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult for anyone who's kicking into that northerly or that southerly wind.
And really, that might be one of those situations where a rugby-style kick is going to be better. Just keep it low and hard and let the football roll in. You cannot give Broken Arrow a 27-yard field.
Well, here we go. The Broken Arrow Tigers sending out Tate Robards as their new quarterback, and before he can even get a snap off, the yellow laundry is flying. And we've got our first penalty of the ball game.
Yeah, that's going to go against BA as it's a dead ball false start and a move the ball back 5 yards, so that's going to help a little bit.
Robards, of course, was a Collinsville guy, ended up transferring to Broken Arrow. He would have done well either way this year if he had stayed at Collinsville, that's for
Cardinals beat Guthrie last night.
They did, and they're 12-0 headed into the playoffs again. Congratulations to Rejoice Christian as well. Robards lining up on the left hash mark. Everybody close in as he hands off to the first man through. Ball carrier will get to the 29-yard line. That's Noah Cortez on the carry for the Broken Arrow Tigers. Doesn't get much of a gain there, maybe 2 to 3 yards at the most.
Keywan Hay and Ahmad Triplett in on the tackle. Short gain on the play, and so 2nd and 12. Now, Broken Arrow typically doesn't like to pass a lot, but they really threw the ball effectively in that earlier contest between these two ball clubs.
Two men split to the left side for the Tigers. That is going to be Isaiah Keller and Matt Kaiser. Tate Robards taking the snap off the right hash mark. He'll sling it across the field. It's broken up by Dawson Adams as that one falls incomplete to bring up 3rd down and 12.
And that's why they don't like to throw quite as well, because that ball was off the mark. I'm not going to say we had an opportunity for the pick, but certainly was not in the area where it was really catchable for the offensive receiver.
Tonight's ball game brought to you by your 3 Owasso McDonald's locations. Be sure to see our friends Tim Rich and his crew at the 3 locations on 76th Street at the Owasso Walmart or at Highway 20 and Highway 169. Download the app and get that meal a little early when you head home from the game tonight.
Watch a tight end underneath.
3rd down and 12 off the right hash mark. Up the middle goes the ball carrier. He'll get up to about the 23-yard line. Not good enough for any semblance of a first down, and that's going to be Quintin Cherry on the run there for Broken Arrow.
And he gave the Rams a lot of problems in the earlier contest. And an interesting situation here, Grant. 4th down, and it looks like Coach Alexander is going to leave his offense out on the field. This would be huge. First of all, the Rams have got to not jump offside, and it'd be a huge stop if they can get out of this.
That's one similarity to week 3 is he's rotating Robards and Cherry in and out of the ball game. Off the right hash mark, Robards back in, guns it up the middle of the field, and it is picked off. Back the other way, here come the Rams to the 25-yard line. What a play there by Owasso and Kewan Hay.
And that's what we got to have happen in this ball game. You get a big stop on the play, and your senior linebacker comes up and makes a play. That's the type of thing that's going to change this ball game.
Kewan Hay making hay early. He and Isaiah Jacobs were both out in that first week 3 matchup between these two ball clubs, and they are going to make some noise tonight. We've got 9:18 left to go in the first quarter. No score between the Rams and the Broken Arrow Tigers as Will Keeney back out onto the field. He will set up shop on the left hash mark. Both of his receivers far outside the line, and behind him in the backfield is Isaiah Jacobs. Ready to take the snap is Keeney. He'll hand off Isaiah Jacobs busting up the middle. He'll get to the 31-yard line. That is going to be a gain of 5 on the play. 2nd down and 5.
And that's exactly what you got to do is start moving the ball up the middle. You don't need the big chunks, but if you can get 4 and 5 yards per carry, that's what you want to try to do.
Your phone's ringing in the ballgame. Do these people
I don't
know who you are?
They obviously do not know who I am.
Twins to the left side, 1-man split to the right. Handoff, first man through Jacobs. He tries to bust up the middle again, and they read the play pretty well. I think the ball may have gotten knocked loose. Everybody was scrambling for it, but I think Owasso comes up on top of it.
Yeah, we got a little post-play interaction going on here. These two ball clubs very familiar with one another. Everybody shaking hands, getting to know each other better.
That'll bring up 3rd down and about 4 for the Owasso Rams. Twins out to each side. Man in motion to the right, that's Trey Goins. Taking the snap, Keeney. He'll roll out to the left on his own at the 35. He's got it on the keeper up to the 39-yard line. That is another Westerman Financial Services 1st down.
Will Keeney had everybody flowing to the right. He came back to the left and got just enough to move the chains.
First down to the ball game belonging to the Owasso Rams tonight. We've got 8:11 left to go in the first period of play. No score here at the University of Tulsa between Owasso and Broken Arrow this evening. Twins out to each side of the line. We've got Keeney on the left hash mark, Isaiah Jacobs next to him on his left side. And now the Broken Arrow Tigers jump off sides there as that is going to be on the Tigers. The guilty party is going to be DeMarco Rowland, and they bring him out of the ball game. That is going to be a penalty that works out in Owasso's favor, and they get to their own 46.
And I don't care how you move it, just keep moving the football.
1st down and 5 now for the mighty Rams. Moving from right to left if you're just joining us. Also been asked to remind you Sooner fans, they're over on K-Rig tonight, 104.9. Man on each side of Will Keeney. He'll take the snap, handing off. First man through. Eddie Nava, he'll get down to the 49-yard line, and that should be good enough for another Owasso 1st down.
And Grant, this is exactly what we talked about in the pregame that the Rams have got to try to do. They've got an interception. They got to stop on 4th down. They're moving the football. Broken Arrow has not really faced any adversity this season, and if we can have some success here in the early going, I think that it'll start to manifest itself on this Broken Arrow defense.
Move up those chains. Mike Westerman getting his money's worth tonight, as that's the second first down in a row. As off the left hash mark, Keeney ready to take it. Handoff, Derek Overstreet around the left side as he's going to be hit and brought back by Bryce Matoida.
That's okay. Big play, good defensive play there by Broken Arrow that time, but I'm telling you, they're all coming up so fast that if you run a hitch and go, they're going to be out of position, and if Will Keeney can hit a receiver, it's going to be clean green to the end zone for this Ram offense.
And he'll learn to avoid him on the fly. Second down and about 13 now for the Owasso Rams as he was brought back about 5 yards. Twins to each side, close into the line here to Will Keeney on the left hash mark. Goins in motion to the right with Isaiah Jacobs next to him. Dropping back to throw. Keeney guns it up the middle of the field and completes his pass to Keelan Carney. Carney down at the 49-yard line, maybe the 50.
Trayvon Client in on the tackle, but a nice pass by Will. I tell you what, this offensive line is doing a fantastic job of blocking the front three on the defensive line and also picking up the blitzer that Coach Alexander is sending.
Back to the original line of scrimmage we go. It'll be third down and 10 for the Owasso Rams at the 50-yard line as now Will Keeney getting a second set of instructions from Coach Blankenship on the sideline. He's got Isaiah Jacobs right there next to him. Twins out to each side of the line. Keeney with an empty backfield behind him tries to sling it up the middle of the field. Nobody there to get it.
I don't see an eligible receiver either. They're going to talk about it, but Will may have gotten by with one that time. Pressure coming in a little bit quicker. I think that underneath route's going to be very important for Will in this football game, and so we may be looking for Mario Kirby to step up. But the good thing is, Grant, you got a couple of first downs out of that drive and an opportunity here to flip the field.
No score between the Rams and Broken Arrow. 6:22 left to go as Alex Haight gets set to punt it away from the 35-yard line. He kicks it. It's wobbly. It kind of makes that stop like it did last time, but a much better kick as it rolls back to the 19, and that is where Broken Arrow will take over first and 10.
So a good job that time. Just move the football, give Broken Arrow a long field now, and let your defense come out and see what they can do. All the momentum right now is on this Owasso Rams side. The crowd is in the ball game. Band's going off down in the end zone.
Yeah, you can hear the pride of Owasso. They played the national anthem tonight and are doing a fine job. You got both bands playing at the same time sometimes, so it makes for a lot of noise here in H.A. Chapman Stadium.
Love it. Great atmosphere. Brendan Dye's going to come into the ball game now.
Noah Cortez, the lone back behind Tate Robards. We've got twins to the left side. Toss to Cortez as he'll make it to the 20, up to the 23-yard line, and that is going to be a gain of 3 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 7 now for the Tigers.
Yeah, but he's not finding the loose change that he's used to, and a nice job by Cayman Sievers. It was a great flow by this Ram defense to string it out, and Sievers able to knock him out of bounds for the short gain.
They have turned up the pressure here on the defensive side for Owasso, but can they keep that pressure turned up for 4 quarters? That's what we're going to find out right now as Tate Robards lines up with Cortez next to him in the gun. You've got twins to the left, one-man split to the right. Robards ready to take the snap off the right hash mark. Handoff, Cortez up the left side, gets up to the 28-yard line. That is where he's going to be stopped and stuffed by the Owasso defense.
Kewan Hay in on the stop as well. So it brings up a 3rd down and an opportunity for the Rams here to get off the field.
3rd down and 3 for the Broken Arrow Tigers. 5:45 left to go in this first quarter. No score. Contrary to you naysayers' belief that we'd be down by 20 by now. So.
Yeah.
Cortez, the lone back behind Robards on the left hash mark. Handoff, Cortez tries to go up the middle, and they read that play like a book and knock him back. Oh, my.
Brendan Dye, Jaden Thomason, Cayman Sievers. There's a herd of Rams in on the stop that time, and Coach Alexander is going to have to come out and send his punting team on the field. But that's what he likes to do. Coach Alexander being an offensive lineman that played here at Tulsa and then also for the Philadelphia Eagles. He likes to play that big man smash mouth football. Right now, this Ram defense has risen to the occasion.
You know those videos of the crash test dummies?
Yeah.
That's what the stop looked like. I mean, they literally brought him from 30 miles an hour to 0 in a second. Here's the kick. Gage Laney
Oh,
is
chance
back.
for a return. Got to stop the football. It rolled 15 yards.
Yeah.
You've got to come up and make that stop, because now, instead of the Rams starting at their own 32-yard line, they're going to start at their own 16.
So just like that, the Rams with more ground to make up, but they'll try to do it here. And Broken Arrow not on the scoreboard and not having much in the way of a ground game tonight. 4:37 left to go in the first quarter here at the University of Tulsa. Tulsa was on the road to Maryland today to take on the Naval Academy.
Yep.
And so
came up short there.
Yeah, it was a how about that Ohio State University of Maryland game? OSU, the Buckeyes, they ended up pulling that one out by 1. Josh Proctor may be headed to the party tonight. Twins out to the left side, but flags flying before Keeney could go anywhere.
They're going to say a procedure call against the Rams.
And our man Mike Gundy, who was in the stadium last night, got him a win today over West Virginia. So we'll try to keep you up to date on the Sooners game. Of course, that one over on K-Rig 104.9 tonight if you're looking for that. But we've got a dandy of a ball game here. 4:36 left to play. First down and 15 after the penalty on Owasso. We've got trips out to the right side. And Will Keeney with a man in motion to the left. He fakes a handoff to Overstreet and tries to gut it up the middle.
Threw that pass behind Mario Kirby, but he would have gotten about 5 yards on the play. But again, Grant, that's a catchable football, and that catch has to be made, especially in this type of ball game.
So we've got 4:32 left to play here. Second down and 15 now for the Owasso Rams. We'll check in with Christian Favalora for another Regent Bank sideline update here in just a moment, as we await to see what the Rams are going to do right here. Second down and 15, Twins on each side. Trey Goins in motion to the right now as Keeney takes a snap off the left hash mark. He'll sling it left side. Isaiah Jacobs at the 15 to the 20, still on his feet at the 25 and ran out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Let's go down to Christian Favalora on the sideline. Christian, what's it looking like down there?
Guys, have you seen Bobby Clayton more excited? I know that sounds crazy to say, but that was about a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10. Great stop by the defense, a little new configuration in the linebackers, and it's working.
All right, we'll check in with you here in just a few minutes, Christian, as he is getting information for his recap that he'll write on InsideOwasso.com tonight. Flags flying, but no, not a flag flying, a timeout called.
Well, and that's because they couldn't get a player off the field. Coach Alexander had to jump out and call timeout, and he's furious with his ball club on the sideline.
So we'll take advantage of the Broken Arrow penalty to make some money off of our sponsors. We've got 4:25 left to go in the first quarter of play. No score here at the University of Tulsa as you're listening to Owasso Rams football on 100.1 KYFM.
To get great care for your everyday life, you need more than an everyday doctor. You need one that listens. And that's just what Ascension doctors at St. John do. Listening to you helps us see your whole picture. And with care teams who take the time to understand you, getting the care you need when and where you need it has never been easier. Find care that is right for you at getstjohncare.com.
We'll have a few highlights of this ball game tonight. They're here with their cameras. It's 3rd down and 3 now for the Owasso Rams as they are scoreless with Broken Arrow right now. Keeney rolling to the left out of the break as he'll run to the 30-yard line and get another Westerman Financial Services first down. Move up those chains.
Mario Kirby just destroyed his man Gavin Potter about 10 yards downfield, put Potter on his back. A great block by the Ram tight end to allow Will Keeney to get outside for an easy Ram first down.
First down and 10 now for the Owasso Rams as Isaiah Jacobs lining up in the backfield as the lone back behind Will Keeney. Keeney takes the snap, hands off to the second man through, rolling around the right side, or left side, Derek Overstreet. He'll get up to the 32-yard line, so a gain of 2 yards on the play will bring up second down and 8.
Mario Kirby's just making pancakes out of defensive backs and linebackers right now. And he's doing it against guys that are outstanding athletes. That time he went again Marcuselli.
3:55 left to go here. No score between Broken Arrow and Owasso this evening. The Rams looking for the miracle tonight. Trey Goins split to the left. Twins to the right. Now a man in motion to the left. Gage Laney as dropping back to throw. A connection with Van Landingham. Van Landingham at the 45 down to the 50. Inside to Broken Arrow territory as he'll get to the 47 and move up those chains again. That's another Westerman Financial Services first down.
The sure-handed Van Landingham was wide open. The defender went down. I thought Grant might be able to break away for a moment, but the defender was able to respond and knock him out of bounds. But the Rams now taking snaps in the Tigers' territory at their 47-yard line.
1st and 10 Rams at the Broken Arrow 47-yard line, as you mentioned. Twins to the left side of the line. Keeney trying to get everybody straight here as he lines things up on the right hash mark. Isaiah Jacobs in the gun next to him, and now we've got a timeout as Bill Blankenship wants to talk things over with his Rams. 3:13 left to go in this first quarter of play. No score here at the University of Tulsa. We're back in 1 minute. You're listening to Owasso Rams football on 100.1 KYFM.
Hi, I'm Dr. Naveen Kalambia, orthopedic surgeon with Tulsa Bone and Joint in Owasso. The big thing is that we're here, we're local, and our goals are to provide a quick appointment, but spend time with each patient to explain everything that's going on. We are the official physicians of the Owasso Rams, but we're real excited and very proud to serve the community in Owasso and the surrounding area. Tulsa Bone and Joint obviously has a great reputation in the region, and we're bringing all of that power here to Owasso.
Here we go. 3:13 left to go in this first quarter of play. Welcome back to H.A. Chapman Stadium on the campus of the University of Tulsa. Grant Merrill, Steve Mowry, Christian Favalora along with you tonight. Kelly Ward, Rob Williams, Brock Crawford, and Brandon Brewer, the whole crew here to bring you the broadcast this evening. 1st down and 10, Owasso. Isaiah Jacobs, the lone back, set behind Will Keeney. Off the right hash mark, handoff. Jacobs trying to drill up the middle. He'll pound his way up to the 43-yard line.
Going off that right side, and he just gets behind the big horses over there and is able to move the pile. Out in front of him is Luis Boizo, and that's a load.
I know you find a correlation between Facebook and Satan, Steve, since you're not on there.
Yeah, Satan's Highway.
But I'll tell you, I posted something a minute ago. Somebody said it pretty good. Never underestimate the power of a Ram. Back to throw, Keeney. He'll gun it up the middle as he was aiming for Mario Kirby. It falls incomplete, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 7.
Had Gavin Potter coming in free right in Keeney's face, and he had to deliver the ball quicker than he wanted to.
2:41 to play here, first quarter action.
Peyton Lusk will slip into the game. Van Landingham out, and also Imad Triplett as Overstreet comes out. So bringing in some extra protection there in the backfield.
And in this formation, Will Keeney looks like he's got an entourage as he sends Triplett in motion to the right. Dropping back to throw, he'll gun it up the field, and it falls incomplete. Nobody there to get it as he was aiming it for Trey Goins, who was split out to about the 15-yard line.
Well, and he had Mario Kirby down the sideline on a wheel route wide open, and also Imad Triplett out of the backfield. So, but Will hasn't had a lot of time back there as Broken Arrow starting to shift up their blitzes now, and he's trying to get rid of the ball quicker. That time, throwing into double coverage, very dangerous. But again, the Rams were able to get a couple of first downs, and they're going to be able to punt and hopefully pin Broken Arrow deep in their own territory.
4th down and 7 to go here as Alex Haight will line it up on the right hash mark. Wobbly kick is going to fall at about the 17-yard line, roll back to about the 22, and that's where they'll mark it off for the Tigers. So a first down for Broken Arrow, 1st and 10.
2:26 to go here in this first quarter. No score in our ball game. Both teams trading punches. Nobody's really punched out a big play per se at this point.
We'd sure like to see him try, that's for sure.
Boy, a nice pick six would turn things around.
Robards under center. Cortez the lone back behind the line here. They'll send a man in motion to the right as they switch things up. Handoff, Cortez up the left side. Gets to the 25-yard line. He was brought down there by Deuce Mayberry and Matt Thomason, who double-teamed him there to stop him at about a 2nd and 7.
or Jaden.
Or Jaden. Did I say Matt? Oh, my gosh. What is wrong with me?
His dad has outlived his eligibility, but Jaden did a good job getting outside that time. We've really done a good job as well holding Cortez in check so far in this first quarter.
I need Dr. Pitkin over at Academic Advantage to do some of those brain balance exercises or something. I totally mixed up tonight. Handoff Cortez as he finds a wall of Owasso Ram defenders. Look at that, Steve.
Brendan Dye. Now there's a guy right there, Dye, that has not had played earlier due to the injury to Kewan Hay, and look at the value that we have of him now. Again, Coach Blankenship has alluded to that. These sophomores aren't sophomores anymore, they're juniors, and Dye shows you right there the value that he brings on this defense.
3rd down and 5. Broken Arrow trying to gain some ground here, but Owasso having none of it. Robards with Cortez next to him in the gun. He'll take it off the left hash mark. Robards back to throw, slings it up the left side and finds an open man who's pulled out of bounds at the 38-yard line, and that is going to be Logan Matthews, the excellent wide receiver who gets a first down for the Tigers.
Well, certainly want to be sure that if you cannot make the play that you're able to make the tackle, because if he stayed in bounds, he may have had the opportunity to score all the way down the field. There was nobody else left behind Barker.
1:35 left to go in this first quarter. No score between Owasso and Broken Arrow. Owasso giving Broken Arrow the toughest competition they've seen this year, on paper at least. Flags flying as the...
That's got to be a procedure call against Broken Arrow, so that should back them up 5 yards.
They had Quinton Cherry back in at quarterback.
They're going to say offside against the Rams.
Not what we want to see there.
So that'll move the ball up for Broken Arrow to the to the Tiger 40-yard line.
Okay, so that's where we'll have to turn up the defensive pressure a little more as they get 5 yards by virtue of a penalty. Rob Williams so upset that his marker board just went
board
flying.
around over here.
I don't know. He's more. These coaches are more calm and collected than Rob is at this point. Apparently, he's the.
Rob likes
man.
this time of year. Okay,
I just don't want him to throw his slide rule at me. That's all. Quinton Cherry back in at quarterback with twins to the right. He'll drop back to throw this time. Pump fakes, then throws on the second try. He was aiming up the field for an open receiver.
Oh my
and a flag flying.
That's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. That ball wasn't even near being catchable to begin with, and Mayberry had his head turned around looking for the football.
Mayberry's in another county here. Oh, my goodness. Pass interference on Owasso, and that's going to move up the chains for another Broken Arrow first down. Well, okay. That's the card we're dealt here, and just have to live with it. 1st and 10 from the Owasso 45 for the Broken Arrow Tigers. High formation now, handoff to the tailback. Noah Cortez up the right side.
There's a hold on the outside that doesn't get called.
Yeah, and making the stop there for Owasso, Omar Barker. Tristan Purifoy in there as well. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 3 now for Broken Arrow as they got up to the 39-yard line.
Sorry, I didn't mean to referee over the radio, but I thought that one was in front of God and everybody that was easy to see.
Well,
so this Ram defense is just going to have to bow up and make a play now because apparently nobody else is going to help them.
2nd down and 4 now. Robards back in at quarterback, handing off again to Cortez up the middle. He tries, and he's met by another wall of defenders led by Mario Kirby and company.
Losing his helmet is Aiden Odell. He'll have to come off for a play. Matt Lohr will come running in, but right now Hilton Mosby is controlling the middle of that line, and Cortez has found tough sledding between the tackles. Now 3rd down for the Ram defense.
One thing I noticed about the helmetless Aiden Odell, his hair blows in the wind like a commercial, man.
He has quite a mane.
Looks like he's in a movie or something. 3rd down and 3. Here we go. Broken Arrow's Tate Robards with a quick toss to the tailback. He'll get down to the 39, to the 36, finally brought down at the 34-yard line, just near another Broken Arrow first down.
Just about had an opportunity to bring him down. I thought that was Kewan Hay for just a moment. It may have been Severs over there on the right side. But he was able to, the running back was able to get just enough to move the chains.
1st and 10 Tigers at the Owasso 34-yard line.
Into the first half.
And we put a quarter in the books here at TU. We'll take a 1-minute break. Second quarter straight ahead. You're listening to Owasso Ram football on 100.1 KYFM.
Ram fans, keep up with your favorite team all year long with the official app of Owasso Ram Athletics. A free download in the App Store and Google Play, the Owasso Athletics app will keep you up to date with all things Ram. Schedules, scores, rosters, news, social media, final score notifications, as well as live broadcasts are just a touch away. The official app of the Owasso Rams, proudly presented by Jim Glover Auto Family. Download today for free in the App Store and Google Play.
I'm Grant Merrill along with Steve Mowry and Christian Favalora. We've got trips to the right, one-man split to the left for Quinton Cherry, who's back in at quarterback. They'll snap it to him, and on the keeper, he'll roll up the left side up to the 35, up to the 33-yard line.
Ahmad Triplett in on the stop. Looking at the numbers there in the first quarter, Rams have 22 yards on 9 carries. Broken Arrow 31 yards on 10 carries. Will Keeney is 4 of 9 for 37 yards. On the other side, Broken Arrow quarterbacks are only 1 of 3 for 8 yards. Total yards in that first quarter, 59 for the Rams, 39 for the Tigers. It's been a defensive first quarter and ball game so far.
2nd down and 7. Handoff to Cortez as he'll go up that left hash mark and run into a mountain of Owasso defenders, and they have called and drew up that play every time, and Owasso has just read it like a book, Steve.
Yeah, they're just being awfully tough in the middle, and a lot of rotation going on in that middle as well, as Brandon Ross, a 6-foot, 275-pound senior, is going to rotate in on that on that defensive line as well now.
3rd and 5 for the Broken Arrow Tigers at the 29-yard line. They march forward as Robards has Cortez next to him in the gun. One man to the left, twins to the right. Robards takes the snap, drops back to throw. In trouble, and they'll stack him in the backfield.
Kewan Hay.
At the 40-yard line. Wow!
Kewan Hay shot through. It was good coverage by the Rams secondary, and he just brought Robards down to the ground immediately. That's the difference that he makes on this defense.
That'll bring up 4th down and 15. And I can promise you nobody has manhandled the Broken Arrow Tigers like Owasso's defense has tonight.
Yeah, not at this point they haven't. And all that's doing is building momentum and confidence, and causes Broken Arrow to maybe let some doubt creep in.
Tigers will kick it away right here. Gage Laney back deep to receive at the 10-yard line. Here comes the kick, end over end, as they're going to let it roll back. Roll back to about the 7-yard line. And that'll be where Owasso takes it over 1st and 10. I'm not sure what the reasoning is for doing that, Steve.
Well, it would have been hard to take up off the bounce, and Gage Laney was back there. I wasn't sure he was really in a position where he could risk that chance.
He's called for the fair catch so many times this year, and now tonight he's going to quit.
Those rugby kicks are a little bit different, though. They have a lot of roll on them, so they don't have the same rotation that maybe a standard punt does, but still you're giving up a lot of yardage on those kicks.
Keeney out of the gun, trips to the left, an empty field to the right. He'll take the snap right here, drop back to throw and connect with Jacobs. Jacobs in trouble as he'll somersault to the 10-yard line. That'll be a gain of 2 on the play to bring up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, got to get Isaiah Jacobs more involved in the ball game, get the run game going a little bit, because right now Broken Arrow's just playing loose and free on their defense and doing very well in coverage. Offensive line, I think, has done an outstanding job against this tough defense, though, tonight in protection.
2nd and 8 for the Rams at their own 11-yard line. Keeney with Jacobs behind him. Hands off. Isaiah up the middle of the field. He'll get to the 15, to the 20. Brought down just near the 20-yard line. Should be good enough for another Westerman Financial Services first down.
That's exactly what they do best, I think, Grant, is just try to do those quick hits between the tackles rather than going east and west.
Well, we're not asking for 3 yards in a cloud of dust tonight, but it's certainly been pretty easy to keep it on the ground where Jacobs is concerned. 1st and 10 from the 20. Now Keeney handing it off. Jacobs again running up the middle, and he's dogpiled there just near the line of scrimmage.
Well, that is a big man playing nose guard, D'Amico Rowland, 6'3", 290 pounds.
8:47 left to go in this first half. No score between Owasso and Broken Arrow if you're just joining us. If you're looking for the Sooners tonight, just stay here. This might be the better game. They're playing Kansas. But they are over on K-Rig 104.9 if you want to listen to Toby and the crew. Twins out to the left side. One-man split to the right. And now dropping back to throw is Keeney as his pass batted down. And you can hear the cheers of the
that was Rowland again after the stop on the run, able to get his big paw, his big mid up there and knock that pass down. Now the Rams in an obvious passing down at 3rd and 10.
Keeney ready to roll here with trips to the left. Kirby split to the right. Kirby catches the pass but drops it. Will they call it an incomplete pass?
Yeah, it's incomplete. But again, Grant, those are the things we pointed out. When you have a chance to catch a football in this kind of ball game, you can't afford those kind of mistakes.
That'll bring up 4th down and 10.
I think that's 2 that Mario's had a chance to catch that he hasn't been able to bring in.
Alex Haight ready to kick it away. You can hear the Broken Arrow fans yelling, block that kick. Here comes the kick. It is not blocked. It is
beautiful punt.
A beautiful punt, and it's caught at the 46-yard line, Broken Arrow's own 46-yard line by Isaiah Keller, and that is where they'll take over 1st and 10.
Still looking for our first score of the game. 8:09 to go here in the second quarter.
Winner of this ball game, if you haven't heard, takes on the Jinx Trojans next week. I listened to the last minute of that game with Chris Lincoln and Zach Jones. They called that one on KRMG today, and man, I tell you, if you turned your radio, you missed the end of a heck of a game. They thought they had it sewn up with 20 seconds, and Jinx comes back to score. So the Trojans in the hunt for the state championship next or in 2 weeks. Cherry back in at quarterback. Hands off. First man through Cortez to the 50. He'll get down to the 46-yard line. Close to a first down, but he didn't make it through. That'll bring up 2nd and 1.
Yeah, that's really the longest gain of the night that Cortez has had, an 8-yard gain. Dawson Adams comes up and makes the hit.
7:51 and the clock rolling here. Don't forget, coming up after the ball game, we'll have a complete recap and a photo gallery of tonight's game from Christian Favalora and Katie Dillard. They're doing team coverage tonight on InsideOwasso.com. Quinton Cherry back in at quarterback. Hands off. Ball carrier's Cortez. He's stopped and stuffed shy of the first down marker.
Kewan Hay and Hilton Mosby in on the tackle again. Brendan Dyke getting up off the ground as well. Multiple Rams in on good tackles tonight, especially when Cortez has the football.
3rd down and a yard.
I think they're going to bring Robards back in on this 3rd and short.
7:05 left to play. Still no score between Owasso and Broken Arrow.
Probably just either quarterback sneak or give it to Cortez.
Robards with Cortez behind him. There's the give, and he's going to be stopped short.
Yeah.
Oh, man!
Hilton Mosby just blew it up in the middle and almost got right into the handoff, and as he did that, he bumped Cortez. That held him up and allowed the Rams to come up and make a play. It's going to be 4th down. Now let's see what Coach Alexander decides to do here, and he's going to send his punt team back out on the field.
Yes, sir. That's how you do it, Owasso style. 4th down and a yard here as they'll kick it away.
And now you're to the point, Grant, where people got to start thinking at least. I mean, nobody thought that any of these teams would be able to hold Broken Arrow down this long, and you're at 0-0 with 6:10 to go here in this second quarter. And I believe we're going to have an equipment problem against Broken Arrow. That's going to back them up another 5 yards.
Wow. Wow. Momentum on the Owasso side right now with that stop and a penalty, and now a 4th and 7 for the Tigers.
See if we can field a punt here.
Gage Laney back to receive. Here's the kick, wobbly, and it'll be caught at the 25-yard line.
That's a huge play by Gage Laney to come up and make a very, very tough catch at about the 25 to keep that ball. That ball would have gone easily inside the 10-yard line and made this a much longer field. That's a huge play by Gage Laney.
6:02 left to go in the first half of play. We've got a timeout on the field. We'll take it with them and be back in 30 seconds. This is Ram Football on KYFM. It is going to be a 5-yard loss for the Owasso Rams as Kenny connects with Isaiah Jacobs, but he's brought down behind the line. We've got 5:36 left to go in the first half. No score here at the University of Tulsa between Owasso and Broken Arrow. Kenny with men all around him as he takes it off the right hash mark. Dropping back to throw. Kenny looking. He'll gun it up the right side of the field and connect with Trey Goins. That is a beautiful Westerman Financial Services first down as Goins catches it at the 40-yard line, and they will move up those chains. How about that, Mr. Malley?
That's a huge play. Those are the kind of plays that the Rams weren't making consistently earlier in the season, and Trey Goins steps up and makes a great catch on that reception.
Jacobs takes a handoff from Keeney. He tries to go right up the middle, and he's stopped and stuffed near the 43-yard line. 2nd down and 7.
Just keep this clock churning, keep things close, maybe go in with a score before halftime.
That'd be nice.
Just grind it out.
Keeney with Jacobs behind him, hands off. Isaiah around the right side, gets to the 45, down to the 49-yard line, a yard shy of a first down. That'll bring up 3rd and 1.
That's exactly what you want to do. You just want to grind out 4, 5, and 6 yards of carry, string it out, put it in this big offensive line, then maybe take a shot. Late substitution coming on. Sorry, Grant.
No, go ahead.
Late substitution coming on the field here as the Rams in this 3rd and short. So
4:27 and the clock rolling. 3rd down and 1. Keeney on the
I don't
keeper.
know that he got it, Grant.
Trying to dive forward, and I don't think he did.
I don't think he did either. And now Coach Blankenship's going to have a decision much like Coach Alexander did on the previous series. He's going to be short. I don't know if that's the best play against this defense. Oh, Coach Blankenship's looking. He knows we need a play, but is this the position to do it? He's leaving his offense out on the field. This could be the old freeze play and see if you can get the defense to jump offside.
They did it last week.
It worked.
4th down and a yard for the Owasso Rams. Keeney giving his crew a second set of instructions. Van Landingham split to the right, empty back.
There it is, got him.
Oh, and they got him. They drew him off sides, and the yellow flag flies. First down for the Owasso Rams. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen.
It's mistakes. It's going to come down to mistakes, and that's a big one right there by Broken Arrow to keep this Ram drive going.
Hello, momentum. Need Owasso.
Absolutely.
Oh, man. 1st and 10 for the Rams at the Broken Arrow 46-yard line. 3:23 left to go at the clock rolling in the first half. No score.
Plenty of time.
And now, handoff. Isaiah Jacobs up the right side of the 40, brought down to the 38-yard line.
Just
flags flying late.
Well, the ball came out late. He was on the ground, and now we're going to have a flag. And then Slusher and Jacobs getting in each other's face. Actually, that's Miles Slusher and Mario Kirby. Surprised to see Kirby in anything like that.
Well, hey, it's the semifinals, man.
Oh, my goodness.
They're going to call a block in the back of Owasso. That's going to move the Rams back quite a bit. Bill Blankenship is livid.
Giving that linesman an earful because that's 2 penalties thrown by the back judge, and this one here was not in his zone.
He was shaking the old finger at him. Second down for the Owasso Rams and 12 to go.
Blocking the back on a running play.
And the need felt by the official to announce it a second time. So
appreciate that.
Keeney with a man on each side of him and Isaiah Jacobs right behind him. He'll fake a handoff and roll out to the right. Nobody there to get his pass. Man, he was aiming for Mario Kirby, and Mott Triplett almost picked it up, but that incomplete pass will bring up 3rd down and 12.
Well, we're going to have to come up with a play here that's out of our comfort zone as to what the game plan's been so far and try to get something with some depth on it, maybe some misdirection to hold up this rush. Bring Mario Kirby wide here to the near side.
3rd down and 12 to go. Trips to the left now, 1-man split to the right.
I'm going to have to watch because I'm sure that Broken Arrow's going to dial up a blitz.
Keeney ready to roll here as he'll take the snap here momentarily. Will drops back to throw. Guns it up the left side of the field, aiming for an open receiver. Is it caught? No, but it's pass interference.
Yeah, the defender. I'm trying to see who that was, Grant.
He was aiming for Trey Goins, and I believe it was going to be
Keywan Tolbert that actually armbarred Goins for a moment. This could be a hold or pass interference, either one. The referees are going to confer here and talk about it.
Well, we'll get their official ruling.
That's huge.
That's a 1st down for Owasso. Move up those chains. That is a big, big play. I hate to channel Merv Johnson here, but that's a big, big play, Bob.
Yes, it is. Well, it's been, for the most part, not many penalties in the early part of this ball game, but now in this latter part of the second quarter, several penalties, but that keeps the ball moving, the chains moving.
1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. Out of the shotgun, Will Keeney dropping back to throw. He'll connect with Isaiah Jacobs. Jacobs at the 30, up to the 25-20. Still on his feet at the 15. Brought down from behind at the 12-yard line. And again, Tolbert making the stop for the Broken Arrow Tigers. But that's another big 1st down, and Owasso's knocking on the door for the first time in this ball game.
Yeah, and Isaiah Jacobs comes up gimpy as though he twisted a knee or an ankle. He's gotten up slow several times, and if he comes out of the game, that's definitely a game changer.
We've got 2:23 left to go in this first half of play. No score. Owasso knocking on the door.
Got to finish this with a touchdown, though, Grant. You just can't come
Absolutely.
away without a touchdown.
Now Keeney with a man in motion to the left. Handoff to Overstreet, and he's pummeled in the backfield.
Well, I think we're going to have to throw that play out of the book, and now we're going to have a late flag.
Gavin Potter was the man that made the stop, and the flags are flying all over the place.
Yeah, that's going to be a dead ball personal foul, I believe, against Mario Kirby. A lot of things went wrong that play.
Yeah, 2:01 left to go in this first half. No score. And Owasso's chances looking a little more dim, but Dead ball foul on both teams, Steve.
Wow, we dodged one there, Grant. We dodged one there.
I'm sure that Christian Favalora has a up-close view, and we'll try to check in with him here in just a minute. Only a 5-yard penalty, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 15. And
actually, no penalty and a loss on the play.
Jacobs with an injury to his right knee, Steve. I don't know.
Not good.
What that means or how long he's out, but that's what they're working on right now. 2nd down and 15. A man on each side of Keeney. Twins to the right, going split to the left. Handoff, first man through is Ahmad Triplett. He'll get down to the 10-yard line, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 7.
And one thing about the Ahmad Triplett, he comes in at 5'8", 215 pounds, and he's still a load to bring down, and he's grown over the course of this season as well, where he may be the type of runner we need in the backfield and can also provide pass protection for Will Keeney.
3rd down and 7 to go. Triplett next to Keeney in the gun. Handoff, Ahmad, up the middle he goes, down to the 5-yard line, and that's where he's going to be stopped. 1:13 left to go in this ball game, first half. Actually, they're letting the clock roll. It's at 106, 105.
They're going to let it run down, take a timeout, and then try the field goal.
58, 57, clock continuing to roll.
Yeah, the play clock just started, so they'll probably let this run down, and they may not need to take a timeout, but let this play clock run down.
Christian Johnson lined up to do the honors. He ends up kicking it, and it's blocked. Oh, my.
They're going to say he was down when he picked it up, and that's very fortunate for the Rams.
Well, you had
big play there as well, Grant. You come away with a great drive, you get your running back hurt, and then you can't convert the field goal.
38 seconds left to go in this first half. If he hadn't have been called down, Tricky Stokes was ready to take it to the house for Broken Arrow. 1st and 10, Tigers will take over on their own 18-yard line. So, the quarterback is Robards, and he takes a knee. Goes to the victory formation, and they're going to run this clock out. Let's go down to Christian Favalora on the sideline. Christian, what's the latest on Isaiah Jacobs?
Oh, guys, it's his right leg. You might remember his left leg is the one that had the procedure and has a brace on it. He's up and moving around with just a few seconds left in the first half. We won't see him now, of course, with the Rams at the ball. It looks like he's going to be able to run around just fine at halftime and work it out.
All right, good to hear. That's very good news as we go down to Christian for another Regent Bank sideline update. 2nd down and 11, and they're just going to let that clock run out, and we've reached halftime here at the University of Tulsa. The bad news, we did not get into the end zone like we wanted. The good news is there's no score here at Skelly Field, H.A. Chapman Stadium. So just like that, we'll take a 3-minute timeout. When we come back, Steve will have an RCB Bank by the number stats update, and we'll talk to Kelly Ward with InsideOwasso.com and Owasso First Assembly. You're listening to Owasso Ram Football on 100.1 KYFM.
In the folded flag, we see the heavy price of freedom. Nearly 9 out of 10 dependents of America's fallen and disabled soldiers do not qualify for federal scholarship assistance. The Folds of Honor closes that gap. Join us in this noble mission. Donate today at foldsofhonor.org. This is your call to duty.
To get great care for your everyday life, you need more than an everyday doctor. You need one that listens. And that's just what Ascension doctors at St. John do. Listening to you helps us see your whole picture. And with care teams who take the time to understand you, getting the care you need when and where you need it has never been easier. Find care that is right for you at getstjohncare.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Naveen Colombia, orthopedic surgeon with Tulsa Bone and Joint in Owasso. The big thing is that we're here, we're local, and our goals are to provide a quick appointment, but spend time with each patient to explain everything that's going on. We are the official physicians of the Owasso Rams, but we're real excited and very proud to serve the community in Owasso and the surrounding area. Tulsa Bone and Joint obviously has a great reputation in the region. We bring all of that power here to Owasso.
Ram fans, keep up with your favorite team all year long with the official app of Owasso Ram Athletics. A free download in the App Store and Google Play, the Owasso Athletics app will keep you up to date with all things Ram. Schedules, scores, rosters, news, social media, final score notifications, as well as live broadcasts are just a touch away. The official app of the Owasso Rams, proudly presented by Jim Glover Auto Family. Download today for free in the App Store and Google Play.
And we look at the scoreboard, we see that there's no score in the ball game so far, and really, we talked about it all week, we talked about it in the pregame. The Rams just wanted to keep this close, and they've done an outstanding job here in this first half defensively against this potent offense, this huge offense of Broken Arrow that likes to ground it out, pound it out, and just run the football. They've done an outstanding job against Noah Cortez in the backfield, and so hats off to the defense offensively. You know, you're just grinding it out. It's not very pretty. You haven't turned the ball over. The ball's been put on the turf a couple of times. Got to make sure that we maintain ball security. But the disappointing part in the first half was having that drive come down late in that first half and not come away with any points. Thought we were going to be able to go in for a touchdown drive there to finish the first half. Had some things go awry, including what we thought was an apparent injury to Isaiah Jacobs, and then was just unable to get it into the end zone. And, of course, the field goal attempt goes awry and is blocked as well. But that's the way we end this first half. However, I would say coming into this game, if you ask Coach Blankenship his feelings about being tied at 0 at halftime, he would probably say he would take that going into the second half based upon what we've seen from this Broken Arrow Tiger Ball Club throughout the season and in the previous game earlier this year as well. Looking at the numbers here in this first half, really offensively, although they aren't just glowing numbers, it's all Owasso Rams. They have 8 first downs to only 3 for Broken Arrow. The Rams have netted 64 yards on the ground on 18 carries, only 31 yards rushing for the Broken Arrow Tigers on 17 carries. Broken Arrow has only attempted 3 passes. 1 was intercepted, 1 was completed for 8 yards. That's all in the passing game for Broken Arrow. For the Rams, Will Keeney, 8 of 16 for 75 yards and 139 total yards for the Owasso Rams, only 39 for Broken Arrow. Neither team has lost a fumble. Penalty yardage in the first half, relatively even. 4 penalties against the Rams for 35 yards. 5 penalties against Broken Arrow for 35 yards. Time of possession favors the Rams, almost 14 minutes to 10 minutes for the Tigers. The Rams are 2 of 7 on third down. The Tigers 2 of 6. And the Rams held Broken Arrow on their lone fourth down attempt. Looking at the individual numbers, Noah Cortez, who I believe is now the all-time leading rusher for Broken Arrow with over 5,000 rushing yards, held to 33 yards in this first half on 12 carries. Quintevin Cherry has 8 yards on 2 carries, and then Robards has been sacked twice on 2 carries for negative 14 yards. The only pass attempt completed was to Matthew, the 1 reception for 8 yards. On the other side for the Rams, Isaiah Jacobs leads all rushers in the ball game with 9 carries for 41 yards. Will Keeney has kept the football 3 times for 13 yards. And Imad Triplett, 2 carries there toward the end of the first half for 10 yards. Keeney, as we mentioned, 8 of 16. No interceptions in the first half for 75 yards. Grant Van Lendingham with a reception, a 21-yarder. Trey Goins with a reception for 18 yards. Keelan Carney with a reception as well for 3 yards. And then Isaiah Jacobs with 4 receptions. Those are kind of the flip outs into the flat, run after catch for 32 yards. And that's where we are here at halftime. No score in our ball game. And in fact, updated numbers indicate Broken Arrow had 0 yards throughout that complete second quarter. So this Ram defense doing an absolutely fantastic job, and hopefully that'll carry on into the second half. We're tied here at 0 at the University of Tulsa here at Chapman Stadium. We'll take a 3-minute timeout, come back, and you'll hear Grant's interview with Kelly Ward.
In the folded flag, we see the heavy price of freedom. Nearly 9 out of 10 dependents of America's fallen and disabled soldiers do not qualify for federal scholarship assistance. The Folds of Honor closes that gap. Join us in this noble mission. Donate today at foldsofhonor.org. This is your call to duty.
To get great care for your everyday life, you need more than an everyday doctor. You need one that listens. And that's just what Ascension doctors at St. John do. Listening to you helps us see your whole picture. And with care teams who take the time to understand you, getting the care you need when and where you need it has never been easier. Find care that is right for you at getstjohncare.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Naveen Kalambi, orthopedic surgeon with Tulsa Bone and Joint in Owasso. The big thing is that we're here, we're local, and our goals are to provide a quick appointment, but spend time with each patient to explain everything that's going on. We are the official physicians of the Owasso Rams, but we're real excited and very proud to serve the community in Owasso and the surrounding area. Tulsa Bone and Joint obviously has a great reputation in the region. We bring all of that power here to Owasso.
Back to the University of Tulsa and H.A. Chapman Stadium. I'm Grant Merrill along with Steve Mowry, Christian Favalora, and the whole crew. And one person we wanted to bring in and visit with at halftime has dual duties. He is full-time with us at the Merrill Media Group and inside Owasso.com as of this week, but also almost full-time, almost 2 full-time jobs, as you're the one of the ministers at the Owasso First Assembly of God, and that's Kelly Ward. What a game we got here going.
Well, we got a great game here tonight. I didn't expect, although I wanted the Rams to be able to be in a healthy position, but I didn't really expect it to have to be 0-0, but I'm glad to see the Rams defending the ball and playing so well here tonight.
Well, we know what's going on at inside Owasso.com, but we wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on at Owasso First Assembly. They're a fine sponsor of our broadcasts here, and Thanksgiving this week, the holiday season coming up, and as we all know, if there's activities during the season, the holiday season, they're going to be at the Owasso First Assembly.
Yeah, we've got a lot going on. Of course, Sunday mornings, 10:30 a.m. OwassoFirst.com is our website. You can check out the live stream, see what's going on there at the church with Pastor Bruce McCarty. Been there 17-plus years. We're seeing an incredible expansion and remodel and reconstruction of our auditorium, our worship center. Our entry point is tripling in size and just a huge revamp. We're trying to make it a wonderful place for the people, the community of Owasso, Oklahoma.
That's one thing about the expansion is people driving by, they're wondering, are you tearing the church down? What's going on here? You guys are meeting. I say you guys, we are meeting in the gym. I go to church at Owasso First Assembly most Sundays, and so we're meeting in the gym and doing our services in there. And then March, April, come spring, it looks like that there's going to be a beautiful new place to worship.
It's going to be nice. It's going to be very comfortable. We're going to have a great sound, great sight system. You'll be able to enjoy just the time together in community and be able to host community events there, and of course Sunday worship and other activities throughout the year.
Of course, a lot goes into planning these expansions. What has been the most fun in being on a pastoral staff about planning a new expansion, planning new facilities, and being able to grow and serve others the way you have?
You know, that part of it is the dream. Of course, I stepped into the position as one of the pastors on staff at Owasso First after Pastor Bruce McCarty had been dreaming of this for a couple of years. I mean, it's been in the process in his mind, and he was standing on stage one day and just was looking out and thinking, you know, we could make what is really good even better for the community of Owasso. Watching the steel go out of there. It's been amazing. It's been a dusty road, I guess you could say. It has been an absolute messy mess. But watching that process of the people at Thompson Construction be able to take that out and do it in such a timely manner, I've been very impressed with the process. Pastor Bruce and the deacons and the leadership of the church have done extremely well managing the finances and planning everything for the expansion and the change.
What are some of the things happening over the holidays, starting with Thanksgiving?
Well, I'm going to enjoy my time with my family. That's one thing I'm going to do. Eat a lot of turkey, eat some ham. We're going down to Fort Smith, Arkansas, and spend some time there. At the church, you know, we at this time of season, as we do throughout the year, when people need help, we are there to help them. So if people are in the community are needing something, a family needs something, we first want you to be part of the church, and secondly, you know, even if you're not, we want to help you and your family find God, find Jesus, connect to community, and to be able to make good decisions in your life to be a better citizen and a better family member. We're going to have a great Christmas season as well. You can check out all the events on OwassoFirst.com, be able to watch the live streams and be able to see what's going on. Pastor Russell with the worship team is doing a few throwback things, and it's going to be a fun time. He's going to have a great event on that as well. Again, you can check out the website and find out all the times and the details of the upcoming holiday season at OwassoFirst.com.
Top of my prayer list is going to be these Owasso Rams in the second half. Let's
Absolutely.
get out of this game without an injury and maybe with a win tonight.
Well, I hope so, and I do. I hope nobody gets hurt tonight, but I do want to see our very own Owasso Rams come home with victory tonight so we can keep the climb.
Back in the state championship, that's where we would like to be. Well, we'll take another 3-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have the second half underway here at the University of Tulsa. No score between Broken Arrow and Owasso as we continue the Jim Glover Auto Family Halftime Show. This is Ram Football presented by InsideOwasso.com on KYFM. H.A. Chapman Stadium, there is no score between the Owasso Rams and the Broken Arrow Tigers. I'm Grant Barrell along with Steve Mowry, Rob Williams, Kelly Ward, Brandon Brewer, Brock Crawford, and Christian Favalora. Keys to victory in the second half, Steve. We got to kind of reset the whole game plan here. It's working out a lot differently than anybody expected.
Well, I think a couple of things you got to stay with the game plan that we had, maintain ball security, execute properly. We dropped a couple of passes. We talked about that in the pregame. Got to catch everything that you're able to touch. And I like the idea to keep grinding it out in what you're doing. Now, I can assure you that Broken Arrow went in at halftime, and Coach Alexander gave them a pep talk telling them that they were embarrassed in the first half and that Owasso doesn't have any business being out here with them. So the Rams have got to come out and be ready to take that first punch in the mouth by Broken Arrow. And again, if they can just maintain the momentum, keep things rolling their way, not give up the big play, just stay in this till we get down to the end. Anything can happen, but the Rams got to be coming out with a lot of confidence right now here at halftime, tied at 0.
Well, it is definitely a great feeling. It is a great place to be, and this is going to be a rocking stadium on this Owasso side here in this next half. We've got about 90 seconds until we get the third quarter started. We'll take a break and be back after this. You're listening to Owasso Ram Football presented by InsideOwasso.com on 100.1 KYFM. To H.A. Chapman Stadium on the campus of the University of Tulsa. Grant Merrill, Steve Mowry, Christian Favalora, and Rob Williams along with you tonight. Kelly Ward in the booth with us as well. We have a 0-0 ball game at halftime. That means Owasso still with a great chance to be headed to the Class 6A1 state championship next week, Steve.
They're going to kick off here to begin this second half. Coming out with a lot of excitement. The crowd here on the Owasso side, you're really getting into the ball game, and I sense some nervousness on the other side of the field, on the visitor side.
They have every reason to be nervous tonight as Owasso tees it up to kick it away from the 40-yard line, and doing those honors, it's going to be Christian Johnson back deep to receive for the Broken Arrow Tigers. Tricky Stokes. He'll set up shop at about the 13-yard line. Here's the kick. It's wobbly, and it is going to be touched in the end zone, but dropped by Isaiah Keller. That'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Broken Arrow Tigers at their own 20-yard line, as, of course, they deferred to the second half when they won that opening coin toss, Steve.
Yeah, and now the Rams are going to give them a long field as they'll start from their own 20-yard line, and it's going to come right out here on top. This is the matchup you got to be careful of. The Broken Arrow offensive line against this Ram defense. This is going to be a big series here to open the second half.
So with twins to the left, one-man split to the right, Quinton Cherry back in at quarterback off the right hash mark. He takes his count, fakes a handoff, rolls to the right. He's going to be dragged down near the line of scrimmage by Cayman Sievers.
And Keywan Hay. They didn't go anywhere but follow the quarterback.
They read that one like a book, and if you're Broken Arrow right now, if you're a Broken Arrow fan, believe me, I was around some of them when I stopped at a restaurant coming home from Arkansas last night, and they were quite confident when they saw my Owasso hat about this game.
Well, you can't
rightfully so,
yeah.
But there's probably some speechless fans right there. All right, a handoff. Noah Cortez up the right side, gets to the 25, up to the 29-yard line, and that is going to bring up 3rd and about 2 for the Broken Arrow Tigers as they try to get closer and closer to a first down. 11-12 left to go in the third quarter.
Boy, they just like to pound on you, and right now the offensive line for Broken Arrow really starting to come alive. The Rams could absolutely use a huge stop right here on 3rd down. This is typically Noah Cortez territory.
3rd and a yard as the toss to Cortez, and he's knocked back. Oh, my! They got him behind the line of scrimmage as he's brought back by a 2-yard loss. And who was that but Brendan Dye?
Absolutely. Ahmad Triplett was back there with him, and that's going to bring up 4th down. Another huge stop by this Ram defense. Doubt is beginning to creep in, but the confidence is beginning to settle in on this Owasso sideline.
4th down and 3 to go. Broken Arrow will kick it from right to left. Gage Laney setting up shop at the 40-yard line.
Rams should get good field position here kicking into this wind is Broken Arrow.
Here comes the kick. It is high, wobbly, and it will be caught at the 43-yard line by Gage Laney. He called for the fair catch, and that is where the Rams will take over 1st and 10. Ladies and gentlemen, showtime at Tulsa, and we are in the third quarter with 10:04 to go. No score, and Owasso with the ball back.
Try to establish another drive. Let's see who comes in at running back. If number 3 is back in the ball game, Isaiah Jacobs went out with that second quarter injury on that final offensive drive of the first half.
1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. Owasso moving from left to right on the radio dial. If you're just joining us here on KYFM, no score, 10:04 left to go in the third.
It's going to be Eddie Nava in the backfield.
Keeney dropping back to pass. Guns it up the right side of the field, looking for Van Landingham. It's missed. It was just overthrown a bit, but a flag flying. It looks like pass interference.
Wow. Might have got by with one there, Grant. I thought that was pretty good coverage.
Could be. These Rams that are down there are asking for that penalty to be assessed and waving their arm, chopping it like another first down's in order. Pass interference is the call. First down for the Owasso Rams. And as you mentioned, Steve, we definitely got a good one there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I missed something, but it just looked like both players were battling together.
Well, they called it against us too. So 1st and 10 Rams at the 42-yard line of the Broken Arrow Tigers. Handoff up the right side goes Eddie Nava. He's going to get up to the 36-yard line, close to a first down. Doesn't quite get there. He's about 2 yards shy, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 2. Well, maybe 2nd down and 4.
A little bit of a different running style, bringing Nava back into the ball game. We don't know the status of Isaiah Jacobs at this point.
And now back to throw, tossing it is Keeney, and it is into the hands of Nava. He's brought down, and making the stop there is going to be Zach Marcelli. I failed my Italian course, Steve. Sorry.
Yeah, and that, you can run that type of play against some defenses, but Broken Arrow's too smart and too disciplined to try to run that against them. 3rd
down and 7 to go. Trips to the left this time, and Keeney looking to the sideline for another set of instructions here. He's got Nava next to him in the gun.
Got to watch the blitz from the right side.
And now here's the snap. Keeney back to throw, dropping off the right hash mark, slings it up the right side for Kirby, overthrows him just a bit. And that'll bring up 4th down and 7 now for the Rams. Alex Haight will bring the kicking teams out.
I thought we had the play there, Grant. Kirby, I think, was supposed to just run a go route, and he held up for just a moment, and Will floated that out there. Kirby had gotten behind the defender, but the ball well out in front of him, but I don't believe that was any fault of Will Keeney on that throw.
Alex Haight will punt it away here. The kick is going to be bouncing at about the 10-yard line. And it's going to roll back to about the 3, and that is where they'll mark it off for the Broken Arrow Tigers.
8:37 here to go in this third quarter. Still no score in our ball game, and that's exactly where you want to start the Broken Arrow Tigers, is backed up deep in their own territory as they'll begin 1st and 10 at their own 4-yard line.
8:37, as you mentioned, and you put them back that deep. With this defense, the way they've shown up and shown out tonight, interesting things are bound to happen. 8:37 on the clock.
How about a turnover, Grant?
Would love to see one here. That would be just what momentum
that would turn things around.
Called for. Handoff. First man through is Cortez. Around the right side he goes. It's a foot race. He'll get down to the 11-yard line, and he's ran out of bounds by the Owasso defense. In on that stop is Omar Barker.
Also Deuce Mayberry, but Cortez, he's got good speed as well as strength, and he gets to the outside. He's a difficult challenge for cornerbacks and safeties.
Second down and a yard for the Broken Arrow Tigers on their own 14-yard line. Deep in their own backfield here. Cortez in the backfield, the single back set behind the quarterback, Tate Robards.
You got to think that Broken Arrow's going to take a shot here in a moment.
And now faking the handoff is Robards. He rolls out to the left side, runs to the 15. He's brought down.
He may have gotten the first down.
He
though.
got the first down, but they kept him from running anywhere else, that's for sure. So they'll move up the chains. Broken Arrow with another first down, but a defensive stop there that created any additional damage on that play. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers at their own 16-yard line. 2-yard gain got them the first down.
Good coverage downfield as well, as there was a receiver in the area. The Robards didn't have anywhere to go with it.
Robards with Noah Cortez as his single back behind him. Twins to the right, handoff. Cortez up the middle, goes to the line of scrimmage, no further. That's where he's brought down.
The Rams are just really crashing that middle right now. There has not been any room for Cortez between the tackles, at least thus far into the ball game, and we're under 8 minutes in this third quarter.
Up to this point, Gary Aiken, if you're listening, Bobby Klink may deserve that Man of the Year award at the chamber meeting in January. 7:39 left to play here, clock rolling as we've got Twins out to the right. Robards, the quarterback, out of the gun. He'll drop back to throw, slings it toward an open receiver. It overthrows him just a bit.
Well, Deuce Mayberry was supposed to be in coverage, and he just kind of lollygagged out there to get in coverage when the ball was snapped, and then he bid on the hitch and go, and Kaiser was wide open had the ball been put on the money.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 10, 7:27 left to play in this third quarter of play. No score between Owasso and Broken Arrow, and the Rams continue to hold Broken Arrow at their own 15-yard line. If you've just tuned in, yes, you're hearing right. Totally unexpected by the pundits statewide tonight.
Quintevin Cherry in the ball game. You got to expect him to run with the football.
He's alone in the backfield. Off the left hash mark he goes, and he'll be brought down near the line of scrimmage.
He's not quite as evasive tonight as he was in week 4.
My goodness, he was able to juke, jive, and jump over anybody in week 3, but tonight he's a little slow moving in comparison. That'll bring up 4th down and 9 for the Broken Arrow Tigers, and they'll be forced to kick it away.
Ram defense just playing outstanding here tonight, and having kept this game close has kept the adrenaline going for this ball club.
So, the Tigers will kick it away as Gage Lady sets up shop at the 49-yard line. Awaiting the kick from Broken Arrow. Here it is. Wobbly and caught by Laney at the 38-yard line.
Great catch by him to come up inside the 40. He was sliding on his knees before he caught the football and was able to secure it.
Slid in baseball style.
Yeah, but it was just a dangerous but a great catch.
They'll spot it at the 40-yard line. That is where Owasso will have it. 1st and 10 at the Broken Arrow 40, I should mention. Not just the 40, but at the opponent's 40. That's great. 7:15 left to go in the third quarter. No score here at the University of Tulsa. Broken Arrow and Owasso in the Class 6A1 semifinals. Winner of this game plays Jinx next week. Keeney with everybody around him fakes a handoff as he tries to roll up the middle. He's got room at the 35, still on his feet at the 33. Will they bring him down at the 31? Yes, they are dogpiling him as he continues to drag everybody forward. He'll get down to the 28 for another Owasso Ram Westerman Financial Services first down. Move up those chains.
My goodness, what a play by Will Keeney. It was a broken play in the backfield. He ran to the right side, and all the defense had flown over to the left. It opened up, and then Will was contacted and just moved, continued to move like he always does. A big leadership play by this quarterback.
1st and 10, Owasso at the Broken Arrow 29-yard line. A man on each side of the line, handoff to Ahmad Triplett. Triplett will get down to the 26. And that is going to be a gain of 3 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 7 now for Owasso.
Just grinding some ground here. 3, maybe 4 yards on the play. Clock continues to roll. Both teams looking for the first score of the ball game. Rams have had the best opportunity.
I'd love to be back in this very booth on November 30th.
Absolutely.
How about you?
Sure.
Twins out to the left, man in motion to the right. That's Keelan Carney. He tries to flip it back, and for a reverse, that's going to be dropped. Keeney pounces on it behind the line of scrimmage. No, they say Broken Arrow got it. Oh, no. Oh, no. Tigers will take over. Not what you needed if you're an Owasso fan tonight. Nope. 6:07 left to go in the third quarter. And if there was ever a time to turn up the defensive pressure, that time is now. No score between the Rams and the Tigers, and Broken Arrow with the football. 1st and 10 at their own 32. Twins to the right now. Tate Robards off the left hash mark. Hands off to Cortez. Cortez on his feet at the 35, brought down at the 36. That is going to be a gain of 3 on the play to bring up 2nd and 7 for the Tigers.
Ahmad Triplett slow to get up off the turf. Had his helmet taken off, so he'll have to come out for a play. Probably see, well, I thought we might see Brendan Dye come into the game for a moment, but it's going to be Cole Creekmore.
Is that Keeney's first fumble of the year, Steve?
I believe so.
Tate Robards back in at quarterback, ready to take it off the right hash mark. Hands off, Cortez up the right side, gets to the 40, up to the 45, still on his feet at the 50, finally brought down at the 49 of the Rams, and that is going to move up the chains for another Broken Arrow Tiger first down. 5:36 left to go in the third quarter. Injury update, Ahmad Triplett looks to be fine after coming out of the ball game, according to Christian Favalora on the sideline.
Well, he's back in on the defensive side.
Clock rolling, 5:24 left to go in the third quarter. Robards back in at quarterback with trips to the left this time. He'll take the snap here. Handing off to Cortez. Noah up the right side, still trying to break free at the 45 down to the 43-yard line.
Man, he runs hard.
And that'll gain him 6 yards to bring up 2nd and 4 for Broken Arrow. 5 minutes even left to go in this, the third quarter of play.
6 yards on the play, 2nd down.
Cortez, the lone man in the backfield, takes a toss from Tate Robards, runs to the right side, gets to the 39-yard line of the Rams, close to a first down.
And I believe Cortez might be down. He took a shot by Omar Barker, and he's down on the sideline.
Oh, my.
That'd be a big blow to this Broken Arrow offense.
Official calls a timeout. I don't wish injury on anybody, but, man, that's
going to be huge
game
for
changer.
them as well. And I don't know if he took a shot to the helmet. I don't see him.
Well,
they're going to try to help him up. I think he just took a good shot.
Yeah, they're going to get him up. He's walking around on his own power, so they'll bring him out for just a bit. And that's good. You don't want to see anybody injured, but, man, that's
yeah, I thought he just took a good shot from Barker on that pitch off the right side, so he'll probably sit out a little bit of this series.
3rd down and 2 to go for the Broken Arrow Tigers. Robards up close. He's got one man behind him, shouting out orders to his teammates. Handoff to the tailback. He dives forward, trying to get that first down. I think he's got it. He's awfully close.
Oh, he's passed it easily. He got it by 2 yards, I think, on that right side.
1st and 10. Tigers at the Owasso 32 or 37-yard line.
Everything's running to the right side, and that's in the vicinity of Andrew Rame. 6'5", 305-pounder who's going to end up going to the right here at the University of Tulsa, but he's just a junior.
3:56 and the clock rolling. Handoff faked as Robards is back to throw. He'll sling it right side. It's caught near the first down marker.
Kaiser on the catch. Mayberry in coverage.
I hate to say it, but Broken Arrow trying to break out of this funk they've been under for the first half, and it looks like they're got a little bit more energy about them.
Yeah, best drive of the game they've had so far, and that coming off the turnover. Rams just need to find a way to get a stop, hold them out of the end zone.
3:45 left to go in this third quarter of play. No score here at H.A. Chapman Stadium in Tulsa. Here at TU, Twins to the left, empty backfield behind Quinnivan Cherry. Off the right hash mark, Cherry on the keeper, runs to the right. He's going to be brought down near the 32-yard line.
All kinds of Rams on that tackle. I see 6 red shirts on the pile.
Owasso's defense needs to step up and stop this momentum right now.
A little surprised they brought Cherry in that situation, as he, I don't believe, gained any yardage on that play. We see Cortez come back out on the field for the Tigers and then walk back off.
3:12 of the clock rolling. Twins out to the left side. One-man split to the left, and Tate Robards in the shotgun. He'll draw back to throw. 3-step drop, slings it up the right corner of the field. Is it caught?
No, it's knocked out of bounds. Deuce Mayberry in coverage again.
Mayberry providing effective coverage of the intended receiver there. And that is going to bring up 2nd and 10 now for Broken Arrow. Or 3rd down and 10, I'm sorry. Change that marker a little faster over there. Clock stopped with 2:58 left to play here.
This is a big down here.
They are switching
and it'll be interesting to see if BA's in 4-down territory.
Trips to the left and now rolling back is Robards. Whistles blowing and a timeout called by Bill Blankenship. We will take it with him and be back here in just a moment. 2:56 left to play. No score between Broken Arrow and Owasso. We're back in 30 seconds as you're listening to Owasso Ram Football, presented by InsideOwasso.com on 100.1 KYFM. Forward to the 20. He's in trouble as they'll drag him down at the 20-yard line. He was 2 yards shy of another first down for the Tigers.
Jaden Thomason just tracked him down. It looked like Robards had a wide open field up the middle, and as he went up the middle, Thomason just zeroed in on him, and Robards turned to his left. It's going to be 4th and about 3. So an interesting call here for Coach Alexander and his Tigers. And the Rams absolutely have to get a stop. Now, again, the Tigers may just run a freeze play like Owasso did earlier to draw them offside.
No score, 2:56 left to go in the third as Broken Arrow at the Owasso 20-yard line. 4th down and 3 now. I formation. And the whistles blow. It looks like they're going to have another timeout taken on the field. As Broken Arrow wants to talk things over, we'll take it with them. Be back after this. You're listening to Owasso Ram Football, presented by InsideOwasso.com on KYFM.
In the folded flag, we see the heavy price of freedom. Nearly 9 out of 10 dependents of America's fallen and disabled soldiers do not qualify for federal scholarship assistance. The Folds of Honor closes that gap. Join us in this noble mission. Donate today at foldsofhonor.org. This is your call to duty.
Is listening on the radio tonight along with her grandparents, Gary and Rosalind Britton, and her stepmom, Lauren. They have been to the game tonight and saw firsthand that it's awfully cold out there. 4th down and 3 to go now for Broken Arrow. At the 20-yard line, it'll be Tate Robards on the left hash mark. And he's got his man behind him, Kewan Tolbert. Tolbert is the empty back in the backfield. We have not seen Noah Cortez back in this lineup. He took that shot earlier that had him down for a minute. They are asking the clock to be reset to 2:46, Steve. 10 seconds taken off the clock. Glad we're not under a minute to go.
Wow.
Tate Robards on the left hash mark, ready to take the snap here. Does so. Toss into the hands of Tolbert. Tolbert at the 20. They nail him at the 16-yard line. He's close to a first down, but did he get it?
He's short.
Short. Man!
Rams football.
They stopped him. They stopped him, ladies and gentlemen. Rams will take over on 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
This Ram defense is playing out of their mind tonight. They've excelled all season, through the season, and tonight we're seeing their best display of football.
2:40 left to go. There is still no score. Owasso takes over the football once again. My goodness, what a game. Well, we'll see what happens with the Owasso Rams. What a night. We may have a defensive player of the game tonight, the way it's going.
It'll just be the whole defense.
It'll be a man on each side of Will Keeney with a wide triplet directly behind him. One man out to each side of the line, faking the handoff. Keeney back to throw, in trouble.
Got to get rid of it. You cannot take that sack.
They'll bring him down in the backfield for about a 4-yard loss.
Grant, there's got to be a hot route. I know you want to go deep and look deep, but there's got to be a hot route underneath.
So, just like that, 2nd down and 15.
Can't do that.
Keeney on the left hash mark has Overstreet next to him. We've got twins to the right, one man split to the left. Keeney ready to take the snap, fakes a handoff, runs forward, and they'll nail him there at about the 15-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd and 15 from the 15.
Boy, you just got to be careful here, Grant, not to make a mistake. Clock coming down to 1:30 here in this 3rd quarter. Still no score.
Twins out to the right.
This may be Grant Van Landingham time here.
And now Keeney drags Overstreet over to the other side of him. Man in motion to the right, that's Goins. Off the left hash mark, back to throw Keeney. Looking, in trouble, scrambles to the right, slings it up the right side of the field, and there's nobody there to get it. Oh, goodness. David Alexander is out on the field. He wants intentional grounding called.
We're going to talk about it, and Will's got a guy down the middle of the field. I think they're going to end up throwing a flag on this.
Well,
we dodged one there.
It's going to be 4th down for the Rams, and Alex Hate's going to punt it away here on 4th and 15, but now they're shifting the teams over toward the left hash mark. No score here with 1:12 left to go in this 3rd quarter. The snap, the hold, the kick. It is short, and it is going to fall near the 33-yard line.
And then bounce toward the Rams. Golly.
1:02 left to go in this 3rd quarter with no score here at H.A. Chapman Stadium in Broken Arrow. We'll have it 1st and 10 at the Owasso 30-yard line.
Well, I just don't know how many times you can call on this Ram defense, but we're going to do it one more time here with 1:03 to go in the 3rd quarter.
1 minute, 3 seconds left to go in the 3rd. 1st and 10.
Really needed the offense to grind out a couple of first downs, even if they don't do anything else, but that was a poor offensive series.
Tigers at the Ram 31-yard line. Tate Robards, the quarterback, hands off to Cortez, who's back in the ball game. They'll stop him short at the 25. That'll bring up 2nd down and 4 now for the Broken Arrow Tigers. 46 seconds left to go in the third quarter. A defensive struggle here at the University of Tulsa. Trips to the left and Robards to take the snap. Hand off Cortez. They get him just shy of the first down marker.
Omar Barker came up and just made a nice tripping tackle there on that side, so Cortez couldn't get upfield.
And that'll bring up 3rd down and 2. 10 seconds. Broken Arrow's likely just going to let the clock run out in the third quarter. And we've put 3 in the books here at the University of Tulsa in the Class 6A1 state semifinal. There is no score between Broken Arrow and our Owasso Rams. The fourth quarter. After this, you are listening to Ram Football presented by InsideOwasso.com on KYFM. And now we've got a whistle and a timeout as Owasso is going to talk things over. 3-0, 7:28 left to go in this one. Back in the after this 30-second break, you're listening to Rams football on KYFM. In this ball game, 3-0, Broken Arrow leading. That chilly weather that staff meteorologist Dan Holliday predicted has set in at the University of Tulsa. 40 degrees right now, looking for a low of 33 overnight, but it feels like 33 with that wind, Steve. And that is a brisk wind. 4th down and 4 to go for the Owasso Rams. The ball spotted at the Rams' own 46-yard line, and they are going to go for it. Keeney ready to take the snap, does so, drops back to throw, slings it up the middle, and connect with Mario Kirby at the 39-yard line. First down, Owasso, move up those chains.
What a gutsy call by Coach Blankenship right there. Lord have mercy.
Holy smokes.
I wouldn't have had the nerve to do that.
That man has guts of steel.
Yeah, he sure does.
1st and 10, Rams at the Broken Arrow 39-yard line.
What a throw by Will Keeney.
Trips to the right, Kirby split to the left. Keeney back to throw. Drops back and tries to connect with the open Derek Overstreet, or Keelan Carney, near the 40-yard line. It's off his fingertips, and the pass will fall incomplete to bring up 2nd down and 10.
I think that ball may have slipped out of Will's hands on the throw there for a moment. You know, you talked about the cold and the brisk wind. I don't know if that is making this football hard to grasp or what, but he's had a couple of balls that maybe have gotten away from him that typically do not.
7:01 left to go. 2nd and 10 now from the 39-yard line of the Tigers. Owasso fighting for their life tonight in a game they were not expected to even be a part of.
Yeah.
Trips to the right, one-man split to the left. Keeney back to throw, looking, slings it deep up the field, looking for Craig Goins. It's an intercepted, yes. Oh, my goodness, back the other direction. Here comes Broken Arrow to the 40, 45. Can they get him? They'll finally get him at the 46, and that is Tricky Stokes for the Tigers as he runs it the other way, and the momentum that Owasso had slipped away from him. What a gutsy call by Bill Blankenship to convert the 4th down, only to be negated by an interception. That is sad. Oh, sad for these Rams tonight.
A lot of time left. Just get a stop here. Get a turnover.
No time to mope. 1st and 10 Tigers at the Owasso 46-yard line. A single back set behind the quarterback. Tate Robards fakes a handoff, is back to throw, in trouble. He'll sling it up the right side of the field, overthrowing his receiver. I heard a man say earlier that if you had told us that Owasso was here at this point, that he'd bet his mortgage if he had been asked beforehand that they might not be.
Yeah.
And that's how a lot of people felt coming into this ball game tonight. But these Owasso Rams, win or lose tonight, man, what a game. We're going to have a holding call on Broken Arrow, and that is going to march them back to near the 45-yard line. So that'll be first in a little while for the Broken Arrow Tigers. They're going to bring them all the way back to near the 35-yard line, Steve. That is first down and a country mile for the Broken Arrow Tigers.
Well, and really, Grant, I'm a bit surprised, Broken Arrow being the running team that they are, try to go to the air on that throw when they're not as proficient doing that. Coach Alexander, he's going to question how in the world it's that far back, but I believe it's a spot foul.
First and 10, Broken Arrow. They lead it 3-0, having scored a field goal. David Alexander out on the field. He's not been afraid to get out and question things tonight, that's for sure. Neither is Bill Blankenship,
no.
Though. They both have
fought for their ball clubs.
Fought for their ball clubs and had their words with the referees tonight. Twins to the left, one-man split to the right. Tate Robards, the quarterback, takes it out of the gun. Dropping back to throw, he'll sling it left side. It's off the fingertips of his intended receiver man, that is a lucky break for the Owasso Rams as that'll bring up second down and still 28 to go.
That, for a moment, looked like it could have been a lateral. I didn't hear a whistle for a moment. Want to make sure you pick that ball up and take off running and then worry about it later.
6:36 to play here. Broken Arrow leading it 3-0 over the Rams. A low-scoring affair for 3.5 quarters of play so far. Tate Robards off the right hash mark, Twins to the left. Hands off to Cortez, up the middle he goes. He'll get to the 40-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play will bring up third down and 24. Aiden Odell on the stop there. And that'll bring up third down and 24. As I mentioned, the ball spotted on the 40-yard line. So still a lot of ground to cover before Broken Arrow can even think about moving up those chains.
See if they play it safe or if they try to connect here.
Twins to the left, one man to the right. Robards ready to take the snap, dropping back to throw. He'll toss it to Cortez. Cortez at the 40 to the 45, brought down near the 48-yard line. A flag thrown in the backfield.
That may be another hold, and if it is, I think you got to take it again. Personal foul, roughing the passer.
No way.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, my, not what we wanted to see. That'll be a 15-yard penalty at the, or is it? 15 yards.
That'll be a first down.
At the end of the play, and that will move up the chains for Broken Arrow after they assess all of that penalty yardage. And the referee motioning the chain gang to move forward. Broken Arrow will have it first and 10 at the Owasso 37-yard line.
That's a killer. That's a tough call. I didn't see it, so I don't know, but
Robards handing off to Cortez. Up the left side he goes. He'll get to the 35, brought down near the 34-yard line.
Yeah, and Aiden Odell's down holding his knee, and he's hurt.
We just got him back.
Yep, so he's probably going to be done for the night.
While they tend to him, we'll take a quick break and be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Owasso Ram football on KYFM. Aiden Odell is being helped off the field as he goes down to injury tonight. It is 2nd and 6 for the Broken Arrow Tigers as the ball spotted at the Owasso 34. Grant Merrill, Steve Mowry, Christian Favalora along with you tonight from the left hash mark. Quinton Cherry in at quarterback. His handoff to Cortez. Cortez breaks free, down to the 10, brought down from behind at the 6-yard line. Broken Arrow knocking on the door now. Owasso desperately trying to pull things together tonight to keep the hopes and dreams of a trip to the state championship alive.
Running out of warriors here late in the game. Guys have really just fought through it as much as they can, but
Tate Robards has Noah Cortez as the single back behind him. Cortez takes the handoff, runs up the middle. He's going to be stopped and stuffed near the 8-yard line. A gain of 2 on the play will bring up 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line.
Mod Triplett coming in from that left edge, able to jump in and just gather him up at the ankles.
This defense has shown the opportunity and the ability to make stops and make crucial stops like we're seeing here, or like we need here. 2nd and goal from the 8. Robards close in with Cortez, the single back behind him. Off the left hash mark, they'll spot it. Handoff, Cortez up the left side. Can they get him? No. Touchdown, Broken Arrow. Noah Cortez marches 8 yards into the end zone to make it a 9-0 ball game. 4:01 left to play in regulation. The first points scored in the end zone tonight come with 4 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Who would have thought we'd be saying that? Here comes the extra point attempt, and that is going to be Skylar Seagraves on the attempt. It's up and through the uprights, good. 10-0 our score, 4:01 left to go as the Broken Arrow Tigers lead it in the fourth quarter. We'll take a 30-second break. Back after this, you're listening to Owasso Ram Football presented by InsideOwasso.com on KYFM. One left to go in this ball game as Broken Arrow takes a 10-0 lead over the Owasso Rams. Deuce Mayberry and Omar Barker back deep to receive for the Rams at the 5-yard line as Broken Arrow will kick it away from the 40. Grant Merrill, Steve Mowry, Christian Favalora. Here's the end-over-end kick that bounces into the end zone. Owasso will have it 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line after the touchback, Steve.
Well, you just got to establish a drive here, Grant, and maintain ball security. We've talked about the difference that was going to be in this ball game, and so far the Rams have turned the ball over twice and had a block punt and a couple of drop catches, and that's kind of the difference in this ball game.
1st and 10 Owasso at the 20. Keeney with twins to the right, one man to the left. Takes the snap, drops back to throw, slings it up the left side of the field. It's given to Overstreet, or Keelan Carney, He'll get up to the 31-yard line, and that's another Westerman Financial Services first down.
See, I really like that short route behind the linebackers because Will can get rid of the ball quickly and accurately, and it gets the ball upfield. Your offensive line doesn't have to hold the defense up quite as long.
Keeney with Overstreet next to him, twins to each side, takes it off the left hash mark. Will back to throw on the keeper instead, slides into the 35.
He had more room.
And that'll be a 3-yard gain now for the Owasso Rams to bring up 2nd and 7 from the 35. 3 minutes, 26 seconds left to go in this one. Broken Arrow leading it 10-0 after a Noah Cortez touchdown. Trips to the right, Keeney taking it off the left hash mark. Drops back to throw, slings it up the right side, gives it off to Carney.
Fumbled the football?
And he fumbled the football here as the Broken Arrow players are calling for it.
Was he down? Nope, the Rams come up with it.
Rams have it, and they'll keep it 3rd and 6. It's always good if they suspect you of fumbling when you gain a yard in the process.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's not good enough on this drive, but they will have to make up some yardage right here. Trips to the left. Keeney ready to take the snap. He's got Overstreet next to him in the gun. Keeney back to throw. Drops back, slings it up the middle of the field, finds Mario Kirby. Kirby at the 50, down to the 45, on his feet at the 40. Go, baby, go! He's at the 20, 15, 10, 5, into the end zone for Owasso. Flags flying on the play.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
They signaled touchdown, but there's a flag back at the 30-yard line.
You've got to be kidding me.
.2:17 left to play. Owasso praying and hoping that they are not stripped of this touchdown here.
They're going to wave it off.
They've waved it off. Touchdown Rams. How about that, folks? Your Owasso Rams are within 4. .2:17 left to play.
64 yards.
Christian Johnson, the kicker, is going to come out and try for the extra point here. .2:17 left to go. Johnson ready, the hold, the snap, the kick. It is up through the uprights and good. We have a 10-7 ball game. .2:17 left to go in this one. Do not go anywhere. It's Broken Arrow 10, Owasso 7. This is Ram football on KYFM. One 10-7 our score, and with an RCB Bank step shot, here is Steve Mowry.
That was a 4-play, 80-yard drive. It took 1:44 off the clock. Keyed off by a 65-yard touchdown pass from Will Keeney to Mario Kirby, and about 60 of that was Mario running the football down the middle here to the near sideline and in for the touchdown.
2:17 left to go. Do not go anywhere. Broken Arrow with a 10-7 lead, but the Rams hot on their trail as Alex Haight will tee it up at the 40-yard line, and they're going to try for the onside kick here. It's caught by the Tigers. Caught at the 50-yard line, Steve.
That's okay. You had to take that chance at this point of the game with that time on the clock. No time went off the clock, so that's good news.
Tigers lead it by 3. And believe it or not, this is not the first shootout played on this field today. Jenks and Union went down to the last 5 seconds of the ball game, and the Trojans are in the state championship to await the winner of this one in 2 weeks on November 30th. They'll be right back here on this field.
First down, Broken Arrow.
1st and 10 for the Broken Arrow Tigers.
Rams down to 1 timeout.
Tate Robards is your quarterback. Man in motion to the left now. Cortez, the lone back behind him, takes the toss, almost drops it, is brought down near the 48-yard line of the Rams, so he'll get about a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 7 for Broken Arrow.
Timeout Rams.
Bill Blankenship wants to talk things over. We'll take a 30-second break and be back right after this. 2:09 left to go in this ball game. 10-7, Broken Arrow leading it. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is Ram Football presented by InsideOwasso.com on 100.1 KYFM. Ten to 7, Broken Arrow ahead of the Owasso Rams. They have the football on 2nd down and 6 from the Ram 46-yard line. The Rams desperate to hold off a touchdown or any scoring by Broken Arrow and to try to force a turnover to change the complexion of this ball game. Quinton Cherry at a quarterback runs to the left side. Can they contain him? Yes, they'll get him down to the 40-yard line, but I think he's got the first down. It would be a 7-yard gain for Cherry it should be a 7-yard gain. And they are going to move up the chains for another Broken Arrow first down. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the Owasso 40. 2:02 left to go. Broken Arrow leads it 10-7. Have to contain them here and to keep them from scoring, obviously. 1st and 10 Tigers at the Owasso Ram 40. And now a handoff to the tailback Cortez. He's met by a wall of defenders at the 38-yard line.
Kewan Hay in on the tackle, made him face mask to face mask.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
Clock continues to roll, 1:24, 1:23.
And this is where the clock management skills get put to the test here. Of course, Broken Arrow taking advantage of the fact that Owasso's got a dire timeout situation.
Yeah.
Tate Robards the quarterback with Cortez the lone back behind him. Handoff, Cortez, Noah stopped at the 35. They'll bring him down at the 33.
Nice tackle by Omar Barker.
They are just trying to milk this clock for all they can.
Absolutely. They got the horses to do it, too.
46 seconds left.
5 yards. 3rd down.
Well, it would take a miracle, but it's a miracle to a lot of people.
Happened
that were
earlier
at this
today.
Point. Yes. Single back set behind Robards is Cortez. He'll take the handoff. And they'll contain him at the 30.
Fumble
on the play, and we've got it. Fumble on the play, Owasso's got it. Oh, baby, we are in this ball game.
Just give us a chance. 22 seconds left.
Do not go anywhere. Do not go anywhere. Do not touch that radio. 22 seconds, Owasso takes over. Oh, my, what a game. The Rams will have it 1st and 10 at their own 31, and this is a never-say-die football team. Keeney, the quarterback, Overstreet in next to him. Twins to each side of the line.
No timeouts.
Keeney out of the shotgun, dropping back to throw, looking, slings it up the left side of the field. It's caught by Trey Goins at the 45-yard line. That is a first down for the Rams. They have 17 seconds left to go in this ball game. It's 10-7, Broken Arrow. Rams at their own 45-yard line. Twins to each side. Keeney takes the snap, drops back to throw, looking, in trouble, slings it up the field. It falls incomplete. But is that a flag?
No, we had an open receiver here on the near side, Overstreet. Everybody had followed Trey Goins to the inside. Overstreet was wide open down the near side.
It all comes down to this, ladies and gentlemen. It all comes down to this. 2nd down, 10 to go. Ball at the 45-yard line. Trips to the right, one man to the left. Keeney off the left hash mark, ready to take it right here. Takes the snap, drops back to throw. Fires up the left side, aiming for Mario Kirby, and it's intercepted.
Yeah, we're going to have
a flag on the play.
It's coming back.
We need some time put back on the clock. The clock stopped at 2 seconds left. The flag on the play.
That's going to be pass interference, so that'll move us up 15 yards to about the 40-yard line.
"15 yards from the previous line of scrimmage, first down." But what about the time on the clock?
Well,
this our last play?
The play continues, yes.
2 seconds left to go. Owasso on the Tiger 40-yard line. They'll have to pass for the end zone. Trips to the right. Keelan Carney split to the left. Keeney back to throw. Whistle's blowing though. Oh, is that a late hit? Flag. One second left on the clock, folks. A timeout taken by Broken Arrow. 1 second left on the clock. We will keep it right here. 1st and 10, Owasso at the Broken Arrow 40-yard line. And Steve, if you're in that huddle down there, what are you telling them?
Well, first of all, you got to protect your quarterback and give your receivers time to get down toward the end zone. There's two schools of thought here, Grant. One, just throw the Hail Mary. Two, try an underneath screen and see if you can get into the end zone that way.
1 second left to go on this clock. They're going to ask that 2 seconds be put back on the clock. Not that that makes much difference here. These Broken Arrow fans are...
At least this moves you up into a manageable area to throw the football to the end zone. Problem is we don't match up very well with the defenders that are out here as far as height and size.
It all comes down to the miracle, folks. 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. Trips to the left. One man split to the right. That's Carney. Keeney ready to take the snap. Drops back to throw. Rolls to the left. Sinks it toward the end zone. Can they get it? No. Ball game is over. Broken Arrow will go to the state championship. The Owasso Rams took it down to the final second of the ball game, and they fall 10-7 here at the University of Tulsa tonight. What a football game. What a football game at the University of Tulsa. The Rams season comes to an end tonight in the Class 6A1 semifinals.
What a performance by this Owasso Ram Ball Club, though, Grant. I tell you what, nobody around gave the Rams a chance in the game, and yet we were tied at 0 at halftime and then come back and get that late touchdown. This defense played remarkably here today against a very potent Broken Arrow offense. Fantastic finish.
What a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Don't forget the First United Mortgage Bank Group Ram recap is straight ahead. We'll do that in 2 minutes. You're listening to Owasso Ram Football on KYFM.